Elaine Shauger here, APS, a Perfect Swing Academy. And the second master to Daniel R. Shauger, he is the #1 master in the whole world of golf because of his down under dip. Watch Daniel, your master, hit the golf ball straight down the fairway, sitting in this chair he's sitting in. Watch Daniel, your master.
Arm action. Then you can keep that club head square. So here you can see it. I'm not using any legs at all. And it's just surprising how far you can hit the ball. I've got no thoughts about rotation here. I'm taking this club back. I'm hitting the ball with it. They're pretty much going very much the same arc. And they're going pretty far. That last shot there went 90 yards on the fly with a sand wedge. So you need to get your arms active in this golf swing. The idea of holding on to anything to try to keep the angle from opening is bogus. At no point are we trying to keep it from opening. So that's pretty much a review of what we do to hit the golf ball. You probably know a lot of that if you read my books and watched all these tapes carefully. I often find that when I'm instructing a student to hit the ball, that if he doesn't respond well to that because they start getting all these thoughts, what am I doing? What's the club doing? How's it going? How do I get these thoughts out of my mind and actually just hit the ball? Well, I've come up with some simple things. One of them, I like to relate the golf swing to what a lumberjack would do if he were swinging at a tree. If a lumberjack had an axe in his hand and he was going to try to cut down the tree, there'd be no way that he would think rotation. It just wouldn't enter his mind. His thought would be get that axe head back there, and most likely he'd step onto his right foot, and then he'd step onto his left foot and beat the crap out of that tree. Without thinking of it, his left arm would stay back across his chest because his trying to hit it hard, he'd be using the correct leg action of shifting into the left leg and the correct straightening of the right arm to arrive at the hit. If that tree were to magically disappear, he'd look just like a golfer because his axe head would end up over his shoulder. Lumberjack would have no thoughts of making a circle. If he held onto his axe, that's what would happen. Even though he's swinging out and down away from himself, the weighted axe head would come back in and around him. And this is an important concept. Golfers, with the idea of rotating, which is an easy way to see your golf swing because you know the ball's down there, you know you turn to your right, you know you have to turn back to your left to hit it, you know you have to continue to turn. That creates an idea in your mind of rotation. And very much of the golf swing has been taught about rotation. There are entire schools of thought of the whole idea of a golf swing is rotation. You set your levers, you rotate, you let the club swing. And a lot of that's in today's modern thinking where you see some of the young tour players are trying to hold their lower body steady. They're trying to torque their upper body while keeping their feet right where they are. And now using the muscles in their spine to rotate it back, swing through, and continue rotating with the spine on the same angle. Sooner or later, they're going to hurt themselves. It's going to be very bad for backs, short careers. Those who learn to use their spine as a lever, as well as an axle, will be able to hit the ball well into their 80s if they're still healthy. So this is very important because it protects your spine. The idea of leaving the club head behind and rotating everything around in one piece also fosters the idea of the club head staying behind a long time and then suddenly catching up and passing. Well, our club head stays behind a long time, suddenly catches up and passes. But it does so because the club head is traveling in a circle, which we're throwing it that way. If you watch what this is doing, it's keeping my elbow in close to me. My right arm is extending.